All right, everybody, welcome in. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to you. This is Stick and Hack Reacts, Stick and Hack on Air on the 8 Side Network, powered by iHeartRadio. I'm Adam Grubb from Stick and Hack, and that's Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio, host of the Pro Show, as well as Read the Line. Keith, just a simple, right out of the gate question here for you, sir. Did you read your own line and bet Rich Strike on the weekend at the Derby? Did you, sir, handicap the horse race, or did you stick with golf over the weekend?
Well, unlike the horses, Adam, I stay in my lane. I'm a golf handicapper. That's it. So to everybody that hit big at the Kentucky Derby, congratulations. But I hit bigger the week before in Marina Alex 90-1. So take that for what it is. Let's move on. 2 thumbs up to Read the Line. And anyone that's having that much fun at the Kentucky Derby, for me, that's a bucket list item. I can't wait to go sometime.
I know, me as well, and this would have been the fun one to go to. It was incredible, and so many life altering stories came out of that guy's win, that horse's win. That I tried to tell my kids, and they said, "What's going on? Why are we talking about this horse?" So that was fun. All right, let's get into the reactions of the week. This is what we do here at Stick and Hack Reacts. We talk about the PGA and LPGA and all things golf from the weekend, and we react to them. It's a very simple concept, and if you've been listening for a while, you know that sometimes our reactions are a bit askew. Nonetheless, they are reactions, and you can take them to the bank. Wells Fargo Championship, your boy Max Homa, a winner yet again. He is what I would call, Keith, on a heater. He has won twice this season, and he has won 5 times in 15 months. Is that right?
3 times in 15 months.
I was almost there. It's very close.
That's
5
right.
times would have been unbelievable. Nonetheless,
the fact that you even possibly thought of that and had perspective on it really makes me excited on a Monday.
Thank you. Max Homa, your winner of the Wells Fargo, your reaction.
You know what? The Wells Fargo, I'm going to go 2 thumbs down. That's it.
Whoa.
I know it's going to surprise you, but I really, honestly, at the end of the day, I covered the event. I was down in D.C. from Tuesday through the weekend. It rained the whole time. It was miserable. I think the Wells Fargo staff, the PGA Tour, did a tremendous job trying to take care of the media and the players and everybody else and the fans. So I will say that much, right? So I'll give them 2 thumbs up. No. But the event itself, right, was moved from Charlotte because they're setting up for the President's Cup that's like in 6 months that also needs like stands and like, scoreboards and stuff. So like we can't go there. We got to go somewhere else. So let's go to Washington, D.C. for Mother's Day weekend and have it be 45 degrees, raining and misting, and I got to walk around in this thing in a rain suit. So, at the end of the day, not to mention the fact that I had Keegan Bradley and Cam Young and Read the Line, and they came in second place. So, I just...
This seems to be more about you and your thumbs down on your experience. What about the golf, Keith? I think that's what we're reacting to. I'm sorry you had a terrible weekend, but my God, the reaction of 2 thumbs down for Max Homa is probably not what you're intimating here. You're saying that just your experience overall was 2 thumbs down. Is that correct?
Well, all right. I guess I'm just following your lead. Usually week in and week out, you give your opinion on what matters just to you.
Correct.
And I give this like really macro view.
Right.
So I was just stealing that from you this week.
I like it.
All right. So overall, Max Homa, is he a great winner for golf? Yes. Was it very compelling on Sunday? Yes. Was that the biggest story of the week? Unfortunately, the golf maybe wasn't. The weather was a bigger story.
Right.
Some of the guys played great. Keegan Bradley, I mean, the rounds that he put together on Friday and Saturday, in the rain, it was like 65, 67, were tremendous. And I'm telling you, it was not great. It wasn't great at all. Jason Day played great, in the second round and got into the lead. But Homa was consistent the whole way, 67, 66, 71, 68. He survived it all. He's a really refreshing interview. So Max Homa is a winner. 2 thumbs up. Great for golf. 31 years old. The guy's got 4 wins. It's one of those things where I loved in the interview room. I like a guy like Max Homa that's refreshing, where he says, hey, the reason this event is here is because, as I just mentioned, the President's Cup's coming to Quail Hollow. You've won there too. So this is the second time he's won the Wells Fargo. He won it in 2019 at Quail Hollow. And he goes, don't think, Max said, and I'm paraphrasing, don't think for a second I don't want to be on that team this year.
Yeah.
And I hope Davis Love was watching today. And I love when players say stuff like that, and I know you do too. So we'll give Max Homa 2 thumbs up. But the Wells Fargo moving to D.C. on what we thought would be a beautiful, like, cherry tree Mother's Day weekend, You're usually the one with the sound effects, but didn't work out. You know,
All right.
let's move on.
Well, so let me. I do want to hit Max Homa for one more second. So why
Okay.
isn't Max that name that does come up often on the weekends as a potential? It seems as if he is either up and down, or he's one of those behind the shadow, because his stats are showcasing wins and are showcasing wins at big events, and those aren't hack names that you're putting out there with Keegan and Day and those.
Oh
He
yeah.
took on a pretty impressive field here this weekend. Why is Max Homa, when he does win, it feels like it's kind of a surprise to most? Why is that?
Well, okay. So, there's an old saying, drive for show, putt for dough. That's Max's handicap, is that during I think his 5 best strokes gained putting performances in his career, 4 of them he's now won.
Hmm.
So, basically it comes down to he is one of the best ball strikers on tour, like a Keegan Bradley, but both of those guys are not statistically the best putters. And they
Yeah.
both were putting very well this week, so there they are at the top of the leaderboard. And just as a hint, when you're looking at people that you might want to think might win, right? When they have every stat category in line and they're good at them, and then there's just one that kind of needs to pop, right? And then you look at a golf course where putting wasn't going to be the biggest challenge. It was more driving the golf ball and striking the golf ball. That's why those guys hop up. And if you look at the other golf courses that Max has won on, like, Riviera, right? Ball striker's paradise. Quail Hollow, another ball striker's place. And then, of course, this place this weekend, TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm, ball striker's place. Max, the putting pops. Keegan, the putting pops. It's just one of those things where that's why you hear about him, and that's why Max Homa comes to the forefront, or a player like him.
What was the name of that course?
TPC Potomac at Avenel
Oh
Farm.
my God, absolutely not. I'm so glad I didn't have to say that. I'm so glad. There's no chance. Wells Fargo Championship, Max Homa, your winner. That's reaction number 1. Reaction number 2, we go to the DP World Tour, being renamed the LIV Entertainment Greg Norman Classic. Is that about right? We have 30 players for the DP World Tour that have apparently asked for release to go and play in this event in the Greg Norman Classic. Is that right?
Well, I think it's a London event. I don't know if it's the Greg Norman Classic, although that does make me laugh. It brings
They
a smile
should
to my
call it
face.
that. The Greg Norman Classic. So DP World Tour is the first tour where they are really coming out and saying there's a lot of players that are trying to ask for exemptions, and big names asking for exemptions. One, of course, is my boy Sergio, who, of course, at this point, talk about poor timing on my part. I finally, after years of Sergio in the closet, I say I'm a Sergio fan, and then he comes out and makes headlines with a nastiness rule violation and saying he can't wait to leave the tour. Nonetheless, DP World Tour, your reaction to some of the players saying, "Hey, I'm going to pop over there to Greg's weekend excursion."
You know what? I really have no reaction to it at this point. I'm total meh on the whole thing, and I'll give you a couple reasons why. Because as much as Max Homa is a cool story, and you and I are kind of biased because being in the golf world, we really know him and we know about his personality and everything. Most people don't even know who Max Homa is,
Right.
that are golf fans, right? And they don't know who Keegan Bradley is. And now we're going to parade out Martin Keimer, Lee Westwood. People will know who Sergio is, but Richard Bland, I mean, the whole thing couldn't be more bland, right? And it's obviously, I get why everyone's doing it. The amount of money that's on the table, I don't really begrudge the players, but the whole way that this thing's going about it, I mean, how about if we want to react, so it's going to be June 9th through the 11th. So on Monday, June 12th, right? How do you and I react to it, Adam? My question to you would be bonus react, okay? Where are we watching this? Right? I mean, how are you going to tune in for the last 4 holes? That's a shotgun start. Which 4 holes are you going to watch? Where are the leaders even going to be? I mean, what
Shotgun
who wins
start.
closest to the pin?
Shotgun start?
Oh yeah.
That's the Stick and Act Challenge this weekend doesn't even have a shotgun start. We're actually doing it the right way.
Hey man, I'm not making this stuff up.
Are they
okay?
selling yarn for the and mulligans too? Is that where
It's
we're
a string
at?
tournament. Yeah. Yeah. It's,
right.
I mean, honestly. So to get back to your point though, right? And then it's classic, right? So I mentioned before. So I'm down there in DC, and Sergio doesn't know there's a hot mic around, okay? And then all of a sudden he gets hot, your boy, right? And then he's saying, I can't wait to be done with this tour. Oh yeah, Sergio, you've only made like $50 million on the PGA Tour. I'm sure, my heart bleeds for you.
Yeah.
And then, he's like, complaining about the fact that the rules officials are unprofessional and all of this. Okay, Sergio, can we go over a couple things? First of all, who's the rules chairman for LIV Golf Investments, right? Slugger White. Slugger White was on the PGA Tour for like 25, 30, 50
Right.
years, right?
And he was on the
in charge of
Stick and Hack
rules.
show. He was on the Stick and Hack show just recently, which
There you go. Okay.
pops him up even more.
Number two, you think that, the PGA Tour has been pretty good. It's a well-oiled machine for about 50, 60, I don't know, 112 years, right? This guy's going to go to a brand new tour and think that it's going to be like, it's going to run like a Tesla. I mean, like, come on, man. Like this, I mean, there's going to be issues. And for him to complain and then kind of throw that out there, it just is further proof, like Lee Westwood saying, hey, I play golf. I'm an independent contractor and I play golf for a living for money. All of that's fine. But at the end of the day, I just don't see anybody, Adam, tuning in for Richard Bland and Lee Westwood and Martin Keimer, and then a whole group of DP World Tour players. When over here at the same time, we've got the Memorial taking place, or whatever events are taking place over here. It's just, to me, again, I've been against the whole thing because I don't want to dilute fields. I don't want there to be two different tours. And that's my opinion on the whole thing. So, hey, if Greg Norman puts this whole thing together and he gets the best fields in the world like he wanted back in the early 90s when he wanted the World Golf Tour, by all means, I will tune in if they put it on TV. But for right now, starting out and everything, the way that everyone's going about this, I mean, how about a reaction? So Phil's going to play in it. And Greg Norman comes out and says, well, Phil really harmed our tour back during the Genesis there at Riviera in LA, by saying all the things that he said and yada, yada. And then, number of players pulled out. So, like, I don't know. I mean, the whole way that everyone's going about this just seems to me like round peg, square hole. And it just is, I don't know.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the Winning Time style show that's going to come out on this thing in 10 to 15 years. Winning Time with the Lakers, to show the rise and fall of the Greg Norman Classic that is about to happen. I will tune in if I can. I'm not going to pay for streaming. I'm not going to do that whole thing. I'll tell you that right now. And I care more about this than probably most because I think it's fascinating.
Nobody is.
But I'm not going to pay for streaming. But I will watch if Phil's playing, Sergio's playing. I will watch that. The shotgun start still confuses the hell out of me, and I think it almost feels like that was somebody mislabeled something. Like, I don't know, just make it a shotgun start as a joke, and now it is published.
No, that's a marketing strategy by Norman's team. It's like you have to watch golf for like 8 hours a day. He goes, "We're going to take care of it all in 4.5 hours. We're sending everybody out at once."
Speed. That's my speed. Let's do it in an hour and a half. Now I'm
Sergio. Sergio, you're leading the event. You can tee off on the 13th hole, and he complains it's a par 3. I don't want to start on a par 3. I mean, how many complaints are you going to get next weekend to Stick and Hack Challenge? Why am I starting on the hardest par 4?
They're already started. Don't you worry there, buddy.
I've never run a golf tournament before. 25 years as a club pro, right? And, Phil, you're starting out on 17. I'm Phil Mickelson. I know, but you're starting on 17. That's the furthest one from the clubhouse.
I don't care. Not my problem. Walk. Get your coffee and walk.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Phil.
Coffee and walk.
Thanks. Speaking of Phil, okay?
Yeah.
Phil has a unauthorized, unfettered, and scorched earth biography coming out here, I believe in a month or so, and things are starting to leak out about this book. This is Alan Shipnuck's book, longtime golf writer and really a fan of stirring the pot as it seems. Now he has a lot of interesting stories that are coming out about Phil. Specifically, one that he lost $40 million gambling, which I think anybody could have picked that up. I mean, those stories have been told for many, many years, but a very specific number. And then also the true story behind why he and Bones split up was over apparently a check that was never necessarily written. What is your reaction to this biography, an unauthorized biography that's coming out about Phil, and your reaction to Phil's legacy and true fall over the last 6 months for just basically doing Phil things? He was on top of the world a year ago, about a year ago this time with the PGA Championship. Now he might not even hit the Greg Norman Classic at this point. He might be playing in the member. And he might not even be doing that, from my understanding. So tell me, what is happening with this book?
Well, first of all, I mean, you used the word unauthorized a number of times there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm no friend of Alan Shipnuck's, but there's a lot of biographies that are unauthorized. So, I mean, I'm going to be meh on this. This is going to be like, it's just going to be one of those Mondays where maybe I'm just not in a good mood. I don't know. I'm in one of your moods or something. But at the end of the day, I think that the stories that are going to come out, they may add some detail or some color. Like, we know that Phil's a gambler. Oh, it's $40 million. Okay, well, all right. But I don't think at the end of the day that there's anything that's going to come out of this book that's really going to be, it reminds me of the Haney book when he was talking about Tiger being intense, and then he was like, oh, sitting at the dinner table, and Tiger was like, wouldn't even look at his wife or something. I mean, like, it's like, come on, buddy. At the end of the day, I think that we should have stories about people like Phil. So I think that what Alan Shipnuck's doing, or what any other golf writer would do, do they need something to sell the book? Sure, yeah. And so I don't begrudge anybody for doing that. But I don't think that when it all comes out, I think the Bones story is kind of cool. But is that going to really change people's opinion of Phil overall? I'm not sure. I'm going to, Phil's a complicated guy, right? With complicated moves, with a complicated life right now. And I don't think anybody is going to be surprised when they read about that and how it all plays out. I think that Shipnuck's a great writer, and there's a lot of great golf writers out there, and I think that the book will be an excellent read, and I think we'll all be entertained by it. But will it be much past entertainment? Is this going to really change our opinion of Phil overall? I think 5 years from now, people will still love. I mean, look at all of the support that's coming out for Phil to get him back to play in the PGA Championship. And then, much similar to Tiger at the Masters, Phil doesn't have to announce that he's going to play or not play until Thursday morning of the first round. So, I mean,
Wow.
we've got like another 10 days of this, of whether or not Phil's going to show up. And, folks at the PGA are preparing for him to be there, and the circus that's going to take place. So, unlike the Masters, where we know he's definitely not coming, we just don't know.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of build up to that. It'll help sell books, so good for Alan. And I think it'll be very entertaining. But either way, I think a year or two from now, I really don't think it'll really change people's opinion of Phil as a golfer, as a champion, 45 wins and, $100 million in earnings and the 6 majors and all that great stuff.
All right, there he is, Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio, host of the Pro Show, as well as Read the Line. I'm Adam Groff from Stick and Hack, and this is Stick and Hack on Air, and our reactions to the weekly LPGA and PGA events on the 8 Side Network, powered by iHeartRadio. Everybody, enjoy your week, your day, and if you're coming to the challenge this weekend, we'll see you there in French Lick for my I guess I would say my version of the Live Entertainment, Live for Life Golf Greg Norman Classic. Keith Stewart, enjoy your day, sir. Great to see you.
Have fun at the Adam Grubb Classic, everybody.